Hey, if you are a retail florist or possibly a florist that just sells online, question for you. Do you know who your customers are? Specifically, do you know your demographic? That's today's question. Hey everybody, welcome back. That is a big question, and I'm out running errands, and I just came in from a store, and I was overhearing a conversation with some other people in the store, and it made me think, and it brought this to my mind, so I thought this is perfect timing. When it comes to online sales, especially if you're a retail florist with an online presence, you have an e-commerce website, maybe you do or you don't have an actual retail storefront space, you still have to know who your customers are and who your demographic is that you're selling to. An example, I have some clients in another part of the country over on the East Coast, and I started working on the SEO of their website to increase their overall web traffic. And one of the first things that I did was I did some research on their flower shop to determine exactly who their demographic is, or specifically who makes up the majority of the people who are actually looking at their website and potentially making a purchase. And I inquired of them, what would they say was their demographic? What did they think? Who was the majority of the people that made up their customer base, and what kind of age range do you think they're in? And their guess was probably the majority of their customers were in the 45 to maybe 60 age range. And we kind of had a revelation, because the research that I did to determine who their actual customer base was and who made up the majority of the people who were actually looking at their website and looking to be potential customers, the actual age range of those people were between the ages of 25 and 35, 36 approximately. Completely different age range. So why is this a really important factor when it comes to your retail florist business? One, it's to a certain extent going to dictate how you're going to use your verbiage and using that to create your digital content for your website. How you speak to somebody who's in their late 20s, early 30s is going to be completely different, somewhat, than people who are in their 50s and 60s. It's a younger demographic, so you have to keep that in mind when you're creating your digital content that has your keywords in it for the search engines to glob onto to find you. So that means the keywords that you use in your digital content also have to be words and from the language that the demographic who makes up the majority of your customers actually uses. So that can help a lot. The other thing that knowing who your customer base and demographic is going to greatly dictate what you offer for sale on your online e-commerce website. If you offer styles and things that you did when you started in the business 25 or 30 years ago. In other words, when your customers were born, they aren't necessarily going to like that. So you really have to think, okay, if this is the age range of my customer base, and this is why you have to know who makes up your customer base, what kinds of things do they like? What's in style? What's on trend? If you're still trying to sell styles of floral design that were popular 40 years ago or more, you might have a hard time making that work. It's really going to be a benefit to you to know who your demographic is and their age range so that you can really cater to that audience. Now, what's a couple of different ways that you can do that and determine who those people are? Well, for one, social media. Social media is a big factor in determining who comes to you for whatever your services are and whatever you have for sale. And if you have a business Facebook page and if you have a business Instagram account, number one, if you don't, you need to. That's two of the biggest areas of social media that is really going to either make or break your business work. So somebody's got to be on there. But with a business page for your retail florist business, you can actually look in the insights of your page and you can see and learn who does make up the biggest part of the demographic that you sell to. Who are the majority of the people that visit your website? Who are the majority of the people who actually look at your Facebook posts and your Instagram posts? You can learn all of that in the insights of your business Facebook page and your business Instagram account. Now, the other area where you can get a lot of information about this specific topic, knowing who your demographic is if you have a verified account with Google and you have verified your website with Google and you have created your Google My Business listing. Now, I'm always surprised how many small businesses I come across of all different kinds of businesses who are completely unaware of Google My Business, what it is, what it does, and how it can help you. But most florists that I run into know about Google My Business, and learning who your demographic is, their age range, if they're male or female, what part of the country they're in, maybe if they're actually in another country, that's always possible. But you can actually see in the insights of your Google My Business local listing, you can actually see who the majority of the people are that visit your website. And this is information that doesn't really have anything to do with what platform you have your website hosted with, or who created your website, or who manages your website. This is information straight from what the internet is telling you. So, if you paid attention to or watched the last video that I uploaded last week, I'll share it up in the cards, specifically on doing keyword research and developing your digital marketing strategy and plan specifically for the holiday season. That's what this website or video was about. This information that I'm talking about in this video, knowing who your demographic is, knowing what is on trend, knowing what styles they like, this information that you can learn from your social media platforms as well as your Google My Local Business or Google My Business local listing, in the insights, you can learn how people get to you and who is coming to you for your services. And that's going to make a huge difference in your overall success for your small local business. And that's also a key factor, because right now, more than ever, during this whole COVID-19 pandemic year that we're having, more than ever, people are wanting to support independent local businesses wherever they need your services. So that's not to say that they actually live in your immediate area, but because of what we do as retail florists, we do deliveries of gifts of flowers for people. So they might be on one coast, but the person that they actually want to send the gift to lives on the opposite coast. So don't assume that your customers are in your immediate local area, but you do have to tailor your digital content on your website for your digital marketing, and it has to contain those keywords that the people on the opposite coast that need to send flowers in your town are going to actually use to find you. So hopefully that gives you some insight on doing some homework to really ramp up and fine tune your digital marketing strategy for your website moving into this fall and winter holiday season. I wish you so much success with that. Definitely do check back on my channel. This is the kind of content that I share with you after working in the floral industry for well over 30 years, and I've worked in all aspects of the business. There really isn't much of anything that I haven't done. So I'm trying my hardest to share information and knowledge that I know that will help you be successful with your florist business. So by all means, if you like this content, if you'd give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, that would be great. And if you'd like to be notified when I do upload a new video, definitely hit that bell icon. That way you'll get those notifications. As far as schedule, I try my hardest to upload a new video for you every week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Until I see you next time, be well, everybody. Go out there and work on your digital content and spend some time figuring out exactly who your demographic is for your retail florist business. Until next time, we'll see you really soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.